Not saying ghosts or whatever, just stating what I for a fact witnessed. Moved into a house when younger, and the lady who sold my dad the house said the old man that lived there before named Roy died and liked watching Star Trek and scaring the kids. She said if it ever got too much, just say that's enough and he'll stop. I heard stories from my brothers and sisters, but didn't believe. They said it would scratch my sister's door at night, and my brother caught it banging the hell out of the washing machine late one night. I thought it was bullshit till I was watching TV one night and turned it off at like 3 to go to my room and sleep, but I had to pass through the kitchen. And as soon as I stood up, I see the cabinets open and slam shut like 5 times, and I just slept on the couch. Happened to my dad heard the cabinets one night and got up, and as he passed the TV, Roy turned it on and flipped the channels till he got to Star Trek. Then he said that was enough and it never happened again.
Lived in a seemingly normal house. Shortly after moving in, strange things happened. Shoes moved from a locked room, listening to music while showering when the music stopped. When I went to see what was going on, the stereo was turned off and the TV was on, playing Scrabble with a friend late one night. Our kids were asleep in my daughter's room when there was a horrible scream come from her room. We raced into the room and both mine and her kids were fast asleep. Enough things happened to make me think something wasn't right. My stepsister, unknown to me, had a spiritualist around one day, and they said there was the spirits of 2 people in the house. I thought bull, but did my own investigation and asked the lady across the road if she knew much about the place. She told me there was a family living there. I can't remember how long prior to us moving in, but the son committed suicide in the garage underneath the house. I moved out pretty quickly after that.
I was renting a house that had a presence. I would hear noises from upstairs, like someone was going through my stuff, knocking things over. My 2 cats would look up at the ceiling when this happened, so it was not my imagination. I would call out, "You better pick up after yourself," and I never found anything out of place when I would go upstairs. There was a feeling after hearing a thump from up there, like when I was a kid and supposed to be in bed but was playing in my room instead. And if I dropped something or a floorboard creaked, I would stop and hold my breath and wait to see if anyone downstairs heard me. I got the feeling that my roommate was doing that. If something made a noise, there was this over-the-top stillness after. Also, things would disappear for a day or 2 or 3, then show up on a small table at the foot of the stairs. Ordinarily, the only thing on that table was an empty decorative vase, and I went up and down those stairs several times each day. So if I had put an item there and forgotten about it, I would see it. I was never scared or worried. I had a weird sense that this was just a lonely being that liked having someone in the house for company. I named it Thumper and would talk to it when I heard it moving around. Sometimes if I noticed that an important item was missing, I would politely ask that it be returned, and it would be on the table the next time I looked. I never sat watching the table for activity. For lack of a better phrase, we respected each other's privacy. I kind of miss it and wonder if the new occupants of the house are being visited.
Used to live in a house that arguably was on former Native American lands. My wife and I regularly would see a shadow on our upstairs landing. Looked like a young child, 6 or 10, running on all 4s, stopping to look down at us, continued running. Never felt threatened by it or even scared. It honestly felt kind of playful. Eventually, that shadow became an elongated vertical thing. Shortly after the change, we had a well-hung large, framed picture literally fly off the wall while we were sleeping. The house cam caught it, and it looked like it was ripped off the wall, shattered on the floor. A few days after that, also on the camera, our deadbolt-locked front door unlocked and opened itself. Wide open, no wind, no plausible explanation. We started to prepare a nursery for our expectant baby, and would feel an indescribably cold chill in the room, and a sense that something was watching from the closet. We broke our lease and moved out. No issue since LOL.
It was when I am 14 years old, preparing to go school at 6:30 a.m. I was eating my breakfast, just some crackers and hot chocolate, on the dining table, and there was kettle that have reflection almost like mirror. I saw a tall pregnant lady, short messy front hair. Can't see, don't remember. Her face and wearing purple dress. It's like nightgown, watching me from behind while I'm eating my breakfast. At that time, I didn't feel scared or anything like it, just total confusion and curious. I tried to look the kettle reflection and look my back multiple times. She not on my back, but the reflection of her still on the kettle. After that, I moved myself and sit on different chair which happened to be almost close to the TV. The TV is turned off, and then I saw the TV reflection of lady standing in front of me, but I can't physically see her in front of me. Times I feel a bit scared and weird, like why this thing following me out of sudden. After that, I told my mum what I saw. Then my mum called someone that expert with this stuff and came to my home and solved the problem. He said this thing strayed in. Someone sent it and he helped that thing to leave my house. Thankfully, that thing didn't harm me in any way. It just following, like trying to communicate with me, but I just ignore and pretend didn't see.
I was home alone at night about 6 years ago. My boyfriend was working the late shift at a pizza place. So I spent the night binge watching Supernatural. I was a couple of episodes into the latest season when I've heard a cough right behind me. Short, precise, distinct, just a cough. But right behind me was just a stone wall, and we don't have neighbors in that direction. I wasn't scared, just a bit weirded out. Like, okay, that just happened. I chalked it up to watching too many episodes of a show about ghosts, demons, and cryptids. I kept watching until my boyfriend came home after midnight. I even told him about the weird cough before going to bed, because it was just a little something out of the ordinary. A fun little story of my evening. The next day was a Saturday, but I got up early, as I usually did. I was up for about half. An hour before my mom texted me. My grandpa had died the night before. I slipped back into bed and let my boyfriend comfort me as I cried for an hour. After a few days, I talked to my mom about funeral arrangements when she told me the time he passed away. It lined up perfectly with the time I heard that cough. I told her, and we both agreed. That was my grandpa saying goodbye to me. We're not religious. We're a pragmatic family. But I still believe my grandpa visited me and bid me farewell that night. I take great comfort in that.